This is the Water Quality Association podcast.
So I encourage you to invest in yourselves. Pursue certification through the Water Quality Association. Read books and technical articles that deepen your knowledge and never stop learning.
That's WQA's latest Hall of Fame recipient, Frank De Silva, with his advice for the younger generation of the water treatment industry. And welcome to the podcast from the Water Quality Association, the leading voice of the residential, commercial, and industrial water treatment community. Find us at WQA.org. I'm Wes Bleed. Be sure to like and subscribe to the podcast so you never miss a show, and be sure to share it with somebody on your team. And remember, you can watch our podcasts on YouTube. In this episode, we look at service, innovation, volunteerism, and legacy within the water treatment industry. Specifically, we'll feature remarks at the Keynote session of the recent WQA convention. We begin with the Hall of Fame honoree Frank De Silva of ResinTech. Then we'll hear from Amanda Moore of Atlantic Filter, the new WQA Lifetime Membership Award winner. Later, we'll hear from Richard Mest, WQA's Strategic Affairs Officer, and Kathleen Burbidge, WQA's Vice President for External Affairs, as they focused on the future of water quality, leadership within the industry, and the responsibility shared by everyone in the room. Plus, we'll have our WQA tip. It's all coming up on the Water Quality Association podcast.
Hall of Fame is the highest honor that can be bestowed upon a WQA member. The recipient is recognized for his lifetime dedication and service to the water quality improvement industry and association. This year's honoree has spent more than 45 years, that's a long time, folks, in the water treatment industry and is a two-time past president of the Pacific Water Quality Association. His many contributions have been recognized with honors including the WQA Regents Award, the Key Award, along with multiple PWQA Leadership and Service Awards. Please join me in congratulating Frank De Silva.
Who picked this music? I did. Thank you, Mike. Thanks so much to the Water Quality Association Board of Governors and the Hall of Fame Selection Committee. Standing here with you all, including some former Hall of Fame inductees. Could I see a show of hands of who else is in this esteemed club? There's a few of them out there. And one of the first things I did when Greg Reinecke called me and told me that I was receiving the award was to go onto the WQA award page and see who I was keeping company with. And it's more than an honor to be with you all and receive this award. I also want to thank my mentors and my team at ResinTech who have worked alongside me to help advance the purification of water using ion exchange. And I especially want to thank the founder, Michael Gottlieb, who taught me so much about the workings of these little resin beads, as well as the valuable advice to not take life too seriously. I also want to thank my wife, Debbie. She has always encouraged me to be diligent, to take the work at heart, and to do it right. She's also my proofreader, so if you like this speech, I'll let her know. If you don't like it, that's on me, of course. She deserves a lot of credit for patiently listening to more discussions about ion exchange resin than anybody really should have to. And before I close, I want to say something to the younger professionals that are here today. This industry always needs experts. And frankly, it is so good to see so many younger people now at these association meetings. So I encourage you to invest in yourselves. Pursue certification through the Water Quality Association. Read books and technical articles that deepen your knowledge and never stop learning. Don't depend on AI, or as Greg Reinecke called it this morning, assisted intelligence. Let that merge your institutional knowledge to become a subject matter expert in whatever field of water treatment you're in. Volunteer to participate in one of the many WQA committees or with your regional WQA association. Like me, you'll develop a circle of peers and friendly connections that will last you a lifetime. Expertise is built over time, and it's one of the most valuable contributions you can make to this profession. To my colleagues and teammates over the years, this recognition belongs to you as well. Water quality is never a solo effort. I'm proud to be a part of this profession, a part of this association. I'm grateful for this recognition and honored to stand among so many who quietly do work that truly matters. Thank you.
The 2026 Lifetime Membership Award goes to Amanda Moore.
Thank you. All right, can everybody, here I am. Those of you that know me know that when I believe in something, I tend to bear down and fight for it. I believe in this industry. I believe in the water quality improvement industry, and I truly believe that this association is a pipeline to innovation and education, mentorship and friendship. And speaking of friends, I just have to give a shout out to one of my favorite mentors of all time, your incoming president, Greg. You guys are in for a treat. I truly do not think there's anyone else in this room that gets more excited about making water awesome. I want to thank Denise Urbans for being the first female president. I remember the day that you challenged me to be the second. I want to thank Don McGee and DJ Shanahan for paving a way for women in this industry. We now have 6 amazing board members that are female. Each one of them is a powerhouse in their own right. I'd like to thank Rich Clack and your entire team for believing in me and giving me a chance to be an OEM in this industry. I'd like to thank A.O. Smith and Atlantic Filter, my team there, for supporting me during all the time away over the last couple of years during my volunteerism. And I'd like to thank the association and my colleagues here for giving me this award in a timely manner that I can thank all of my friends, mentors, and colleagues before they retire. Some of you guys are pretty close. My daughter, Maddie, and Marley could not be here today, my husband, Ben. But I do want to thank my mom, Barbara Wakeham, for your endless support. And my father, Jamie Wakeham. During his time as a volunteer, he received every award, including the Hall of Fame, except for this one. So this is for you. Thank you.
Great pleasure to once again introduce 2 WQA leaders, Strategic Affairs Officer Richard Mest and Vice President for External Affairs Kathleen Burbidge. Thank you.
Great to see you all again and to see so many faces in the crowd, so welcome.
It's nice to see you all again. I think most of these faces look pretty familiar from about 30 minutes ago. And we've already covered a lot of ground in a short amount of time.
Over the past 30 minutes, you've heard from some of the best and brightest in our industry, professionals like yourselves who have made real commitment and innovative thinking, not only to better the water industry, but also for people everywhere.
The impact of their work, whether it was done yesterday or years ago, is still rippling through the world today. A more informed public, safer water, and a stronger, more prepared industry are just a few of the results of what each and every one of you contributes every day.
So first, I want to thank you for coming and welcome you to Miami Beach.
It's easy to see why this is one of the most iconic destinations in the world. You'll find its sun-soaked beaches, which I haven't had time to do, vibrant multicultural communities, and water so clear it almost convinces you it's perfect.
But we all know better.
Because in our world, clear doesn't always mean clean. And quality water doesn't happen by chance. Behind every glass of water is science, expertise, and a whole lot of hard work. That's the work you do, and it's something worth taking pride in.
And Richard, you probably know better than anyone what kind of work adds up over time.
That's the most eloquent way I've been called old. Congratulations, Kathy. I'll take that as a compliment.
I appreciate it, because certainly through the years in this industry with Richard, we've been able to see how he shows up, how we're solving problems, we're doing the work. The impact you've made is definitely immeasurable. And now as part of the association, coming on board with staff and that experience of being part of something bigger.
Because this industry doesn't move forward on its own. It moves forward through action. It's your conversations, your decisions, your work out in the field and in your communities. That's where this shows up. That's where ideas become real. Every problem you solve, you're shaping what comes next.
What's so exciting about convention is that we actually get to talk about the future of water. We can talk about innovation, about infrastructure, where the industry is heading, really get ourselves excited. But the real question isn't whether we have the ideas, it's what intention and what do we intend to do with them.
Because ideas on their own don't change anything. They don't reach a customer to help them understand what's going on with their water. They don't solve a problem in someone's home or business. They don't move a system forward unless they are followed by action, actually doing something about it. And if we're honest, that's where our challenge is.
So let's take something big, something complex, translating it into something practical, clear, something people can care about and actually use.
That's not easy, but it is exactly where this industry shows up.
Just to name a couple examples from my experience being with WQA, Norma Lara from SoCal, now a WQA Board of Director, Members Regents Award honoree, is protecting underserved communities in Southern California, leveraging California's SAFER program funds to protect families from E. coli-infested water for public water system compliance.
And Echo Water Systems, an Excellence Award honoree, marked 100 years by launching the 100 for 100 program that puts systems directly into homes and communities that need them and provided local dealers the ability to lead that effort. Systems for churches with severe water quality challenges, and horse farms helping people with severe challenges, and so many touching stories.
Across the country, teams like Jeff Nedler's, who's a Regents Award nominee, are working with WQA's Government Affairs team to reframe POE adoption to really support communities such as those in Ohio and beyond. And while at the same time, they're taking their mobile water labs into communities, really helping people understand what's in their water so that they can ask questions and understand, what do I do next? And that's the influence that you can see right there on the street.
There are so many stories like this just across this room alone. There were just a few of them, but of course, none of this would be possible without the past, present, and future research of the powerhouse, WQRF. The foundation is funding and advancing research that closes critical knowledge gaps. Work like the current PFAS surrogate study, which helps reduce certification costs, and conducting studies that evaluate real-world performance to give consumers, regulators, and professionals clearer, more actionable guidance.
Through these collaborations with organizations across the water sector, including efforts alongside the State Drinking Water Administrators, or ASDWA, American Water Works Association, AWWA, members, non-member companies, researchers, practitioners, we're able to now be tackling point of use, point of entry adoption challenges for small public water systems that isn't for a single group to solve alone.
This is what influence looks like, turning ideas into practical action. And that ability to turn ideas into practical action is exactly where WQA comes in to help.
And everyone here has a badge. You took action. You showed up at the show today.
You came to Miami Beach with initiative and a goal. You made the decision to be here, to invest your time, to learn something, to take something back with you.
And here is the place where this industry comes together, where people step in, we get involved, and we take that next step. We are prepared for what comes next.
If you aren't a volunteer, become a volunteer. If you aren't certified, become certified. If you aren't a member, become a member. Be proud of it. Wear it as a badge.
And many of you here may have ribbons decorating your badge today. One of our proudest volunteers, Chris Layton, wore his with pride. And those ribbons were just one reflection of his deep passion and involvement with WQA in the industry.
And that kind of pride, it showed up in moments that really mattered. I remember one moment in particular during my presidency with WQRF. I reached out to Chris to solicit his support with a fundraising campaign. What I got back was more than support. He gave me counsel and perspective. Chris had been through it before. He knew what worked, but more importantly, what didn't. And he came prepared. When you sat with him, you realized pretty quickly that he had done his homework, and he expected you to come just as prepared. He asked challenging questions and pushed you hard to reach meaningful solutions, and that made a real difference. That effort turned into one of the most successful fundraisers we've had in support of water quality research. Chris had a sharp mind, often the sharpest in the room, but what stood out was how he used it. He took pride in his work and inspired those around him to give their own work purpose. And he didn't just tell you what to do, he taught through stories. Stories that stayed with you and made you better the next time around. He cared. He cared deeply about this industry and the people in it.
As many of you are aware, we lost Chris earlier this year, but his legacy stays with us. It lives on the way that we choose to show up. We should be proud, we should celebrate it, and again, we should wear our badge with honor.
Our WQA tip, WQRF's Summer School Webinar Series is back. Join us this summer for our summer webinar series running June through August. Each session features expert insights, practical takeaways, and the latest trends in the water treatment industry. Whether you're looking for deepening your knowledge or just staying current, this series is the perfect way to learn, connect, and grow all summer long. Go to WQRF.org/webinars to learn more and register. And a big thank you to Calgon Carbon for sponsoring our Summer School Webinar Series. Thanks for joining us for the Water Quality Association podcast. Learn more about water and water filtration at our consumer website, betterwatertoday.org. And learn more about professional certification, the Gold Seal Product Certification Program, and how you can become a member at WQA.org.